Hi, I'm Jordan from Wiggly Wigglies, and I just thought I'd do a video to show you how to use and open your mushroom grow kit. So your grow kit will come in a box like this, and inside you'll see there is a little card which has some information if anything doesn't quite look right, if you have any questions, and a QR code which will take you to the instructions page, and hopefully a video that shows you how to open your grow kit. Inside you'll also have your mushroom grow kit. So this is a black oyster mushroom grow kit, and first thing you want to be doing really is you want to be checking for contamination. It can happen, but it's not something that happens a lot. And so contamination looks like a horrible green mold. The best way I can describe it is if you've left bread out for too long and you get that green mold on your bread, it looks like that. So it might be in little speckles, or if it's a severe case, the whole block will be green. As you can see, this block is white. There is a bit of yellowing, that's fine. Sometimes you'll find there's some brownish liquid. Brownish liquid is perfectly fine. That's what we call mushroom metabolites, so it's perfectly normal. So we can see this is a lovely white, off-white creamy coloured block. It's completely colonized. This is mycelium, so all the mycelium is taken over the entire block. There's no patchiness or anything like that. So oysters are quite vigorous, so they always look very white and healthy. If you were to get a lion's mane grow kit, then it doesn't look quite as white. The mycelium for lion's mane is much more wispy. So don't let that put you off. The only thing you want to be concerned about is green. You don't want to see green mold on the inside. So the kits come like this. You can see it has a flap here. So this is how they grow. They grow in a bag like this. This flap should be all the way around, and there should be no excess air on the inside. So it should arrive ready to fruit like this. So there's no excess air. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to open this kit, and the way to do it is very, very simple. We're going to do something called side fruiting. So we're not cutting a hole up here. We're not cutting a hole around the top. We're going to cut a hole in the side here. Only a small one. So we're going to do an X. And we're going to use a sharp instrument. It can be a sharp knife, could be scissors, anything you've got to hand. And it doesn't matter if you go in deep to the block. Okay, you don't have to, but don't worry if you have. So just going to cut along here, a small X, just like that. So you can see there's a small X cut here on the side of the block, and I have gone in. All you're going to do now is you're going to place this block somewhere out of direct sunlight. So this would be a terrible place. You can see the sunshine coming down here. This would be a terrible place to put the kit. So it doesn't like direct sunlight. A well-lit room is perfectly fine. So if you turn around, you can see, a living room window sill or a kitchen window sill, as long as it's out of direct sunlight, away from heat sources, no radiators, no fireplaces, anything like that. And when you place it, what you're going to do is you're just going to place it somewhere that you think is suitable, and you're going to get your water bottle and you're going to spray the X a few times, 2 to 3 times a day. What you can do to help, I find this can be quite useful. Now the mushroom, you're not watering the mushroom. The mushroom has all the water it needs on the inside of the bag. What we're doing is we're spraying the side of the bag because we're telling the mushroom there is humidity there. And so it's the humidity or the evaporation of the water which tells the mushroom to grow there. So what I find can help is if you get your box that the kit arrived in, fold it over, place the cardboard, and what you can do, just to help it, we can spray around the cardboard, and that will just help keep moisture there longer, which is good. And then within sort of around about 8 days or so, you should start to see something called pins, which are just tiny little mushrooms forming where you've cut it. And what will happen in about 10 to 12 days, you should get a lovely bouquet of mushrooms growing up the side. Like I said, avoid cutting the bag up here and avoid introducing lots of air into the top of this bag. These mushrooms are not designed to do something called top fruiting. If you top fruit, what will happen is you'll get mushroom pins growing all over the place, and the fruits will be smaller and not as uniform and not as nice. So always make sure you keep the kit without the excess air inside and keep it folded over so that the whole bag is nice and tight all over. And this is the exact same method for oysters as it is for lion's mane. So you'll get a lovely, beautiful crop. After the first crop, the mushroom will go into a rest period. So it's spent a lot of time and energy growing those beautiful mushrooms. It's going to have a rest period. So you're going to peel those mushrooms off. Make sure you don't leave any leftover mushroom residue. You know, peel it right back to the sawdust if you can. And then keep spraying that area with water. You'll have a period of 5 days of rest, and then after that 5 days it will start kicking into gear again, and you should get a second crop. Now if you're lucky and you've looked after your mushrooms beautifully, you might get a third crop, but that's dependent on whether or not you've treated your mushroom block well. After that, once you think your block is spent, you can then break it up and throw it in your compost, and it'll break down into lovely compost. A good trick, what you can do is, if you're really trying to go for a second or third flush and it doesn't seem to really be working, is you take the whole bag off completely, throw the bag in the bin, and dip the block in a bucket of water and leave it overnight to soak up some more moisture. And then put it back on your cardboard and keep spraying it, and you might get a second and third flush. So it's that simple, really, really easy. Keep it away from a heat source. Make sure you keep air out the bag. We don't want air in the bag. And make sure you're cutting into the side of the block, not the top, not the bottom. Sorry, not the top, not the bottom. You can cut it here on this edge, here on this edge, or here on this edge. It doesn't matter. As long as you are cutting into the side of the bag, that will form mushroom pins. Now, if you have any questions at all, where, you know, it's been maybe longer than 2 weeks and nothing seems to be happening, or you're seeing something that doesn't look quite right, then don't be afraid to message in, and we can get you sorted straight away. There you go. That's how you can grow a beautiful bouquet of mushrooms at home. It's that easy.